Hi, ladies. I'm here today to speak to you about somebody who you need to be very careful of. And this is the man who gives unwanted advice. Now, let's talk about the man who gives unwanted advice and how you can know exactly who he is before he even decides to speak to you. The man who gives unwanted advice is typically shorter than you, relatively overweight, has a horrible sense of style, balding hair, and unkept facial hair. The only reason that he has the guts to even speak to you in the first place is most likely because he has been drinking, which is mistake number one on his part. Out of many, mind you. Now, I have discovered, by trial and error, a way to stop the unwanted advice before it even happens. The man who gives unwanted advice sees a girl like you, and he thinks to himself, how can I have control over this young, beautiful woman? How can I get under her skin? How can I, what do they say? Get a rise out of her. Get a rise out of. Get a rise out of. Let's think about what get a rise out of means. It sounds like a playful thing initially, doesn't it? It sounds like, oh, that's so cute. He's flirting with me. But you know what? It's not. I think that, like, quite literally, it means make your blood boil. The way that guys get a rise out of you, the way that men do that, is usually by berating you in some way. It's an awful thing, really, if you think about it. It's like the most screwed up thing ever that it's been okay for men to, like, actually say, oh, I was just getting a rise out of you, and have it be like an endearing thing. Like, that's messed up. They feel better, and then they tease you afterwards and they say, I was just getting a rise out of you. This is what I have come up with. Anytime you see the short, balding guy with the unkept facial hair and the horrible fashion come up to you, who's slightly inebriated, and try and talk to you, you'll start to hear the beginnings of a statement that will try to get a rise out of you or anger you in some way so that you'll talk to them. And as soon as you hear that statement start to come, hand in face, hand in face, hand in face. Like, don't you think you're a little tall for the hand in face? How old are you? Isn't 25 a little bit too old to hand in face? What do? You should really think about losing hand in face. If you keep eating hand in face, don't even let them get like 50% through their sentence. Like, really try for like 25%, like 1 or 2 words, hand in face. It's like, know that it's coming and stop it before it even like gets inside your body and pisses you off, because you don't need that shit. You don't need that, like, negative fucking energy from them. Like, keep it to yourself. Like, obviously you're stress eating and, like, you're sitting at home playing video games way too much and not going out and buying nice clothes. Like, I don't want any of it. Like, keep it. Keep it there. I'm gonna put my hand in your face so that I can bounce that shit away from me and, like, back into your little, like, negative cocoon that you've decided to build around yourself with your ugly clothes and your pot belly and your stupid hipster glasses and your face that you don't do anything about. And you know what happens after the hand in face? The 7-year-old comes out. The 7-year-old who was in 2nd grade and had his teacher look at him and go, Johnny. We don't say mean things like that. Johnny, we don't say mean things like that. And he's like, oh, okay, Mrs. Smith. Okay, Mrs. Smith. That's what you'll see. His face will get, like, completely pale and deadpan, and he will think twice before ever giving a girl out of his league unwanted advice ever again. You're the one who's giving me advice, hand in face.